Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, June 26th, I believe, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at saroundtable.com. First up, so there's been a lot of discussion about the update we saw about 2 weeks ago, I think last Monday or Tuesday, or actually it was a week ago Wednesday, so I apologize about that, regarding some Phantom 2 version update. Google said they explained before that it was a core search ranking algorithm. It wasn't Panda, it wasn't Penguin, it wasn't SSH HTTPS. Search Metrics came out with a very nice, interesting view on it, basically saying that maybe it was related to news content. And they actually showed how different news sites saw major uplifts, including the Wall Street Journal, USA Today. They saw major uplifts in their search visibility in Google. So this is Marcus Tober at Search Metrics. Even my site saw a 134% increase in search visibility without a Panda update. I assume, whatever it might be, there was some speculation that had to do with the Google Trends news, that Google launched Google Trends and upgraded their real-time understanding of news and stuff like that, but I'm not exactly sure if that's the case. Google has not confirmed it, although it's not exactly sure if that's actually true or not. So I asked the other day what actually goes ahead and triggers a Google. Joe Hall asked the other day what actually goes ahead and triggers Google to actually run a manual action review. Why would Google go ahead and say, I'm going to look? Why would they have a manual action person at Google review a website and then maybe potentially penalize it or not? What would actually trigger that to happen? And there's lots of speculation around what might or might not. Google said, I asked Google, Gary from Google basically said he doesn't know. He said he's not sure. John Mueller shared some videos that Google actually went ahead and did back in Matt Cutz's day, basically explaining the different manual action process. But we're not exactly sure what would actually go ahead and trigger a Google manual action. Obviously, spam reports is probably one of them. Link network busting is probably another one. And maybe the Google stumbling upon it, maybe some other things. So the question is, what triggers a website to actually go under review for a manual action team? That's the big question, and Google has not really exactly documented what that might be or what it might be not be. So it's been about 3 weeks and 2 days since Gary from Google said that we'll see a Panda update coming soon. And Gary said, I'm not sure if it's 2 weeks, I'm not sure if it's 3 weeks, I'm not sure if it's 4 weeks, but it's coming soon. And it's still coming soon. Gary said, I know it's 3.2 days later. He said, don't worry. He's like, as far as he knows, it's coming soon. He said over here on Twitter this morning, he basically said he's answering these questions about where's Panda. He said, and that's, kids, why I should stop giving time frames, smiley face. Yes, it's coming soon as far as I know. So hold your horses, it's coming soon. I personally do not see any signs of Panda being released as of this morning. It might come later today, it might come next week, it might come in a month. But Google said it's still on its way and it's still coming soon. One of the things that come up often I see is people complaining about their competitors ranking very well in Google by taking black hat approaches or doing spamming techniques and so forth. And Google's John Mueller said recently that it might come back to bite them in the future. So he said in several cases, talking about actually big sites that actually go about this, that he said that he's seen in many cases that you could be spamming for years and years, and then eventually it comes back to bite you. It was actually in reference to talking about how certain big sites maybe get away with stuff, and the truth is, he said, they might get away with stuff, but eventually it probably comes back to bite them. It might be a Panda algorithm, it might be Penguin, it might be manual action, but it definitely comes out to bite you in the history, and you can actually listen to that in a John Mueller video if you wanted to. This is fun. Google's John Mueller also said that, commenting about flash game sites, and you see this all the time. If you want to do a Nintendo game or an old arcade game, whatever it might be, you could actually hit upon hundreds of sites that actually have exactly the same game. And John Mueller said, we often see flash game sites, let me just quote what he actually said, if you're going to be in that area of the flash game sites, I'd really try to find something that set your site apart from all the other sites, something absolutely fantastic that you worked on to provide users for, and that's currently not found on this specific site. He said, we often find flash game sites that are really just a collection of existing games that don't provide any additional on their own. So you're basically saying that's why a site like that might be hit by Panda or so forth. So again, if you're going to build Flash game sites, definitely try to be unique in that area. About a month or 3.5 weeks ago, we had Economics Advance, and Gary from Google was interviewed by Danny Sullivan of Search Market Expo, and it was great. It was a great interview. You should definitely go ahead and take a look at that. It's about an hour long. There's nothing new you're going to learn from it, but it's just hilarious. It's actually very entertaining. So you definitely take a look at that when you have time. I posted about it yesterday. Google removed emojis from the search results in most cases, so you will no longer see emojis coming up in the search results. But there are some cases where emojis do show up. They didn't get rid of everything. Let me see if it's still alive. So if you do a search for this, up came that little hazard sign. I still see it, at least in this browser. It doesn't show up in all browsers, but you can see over here as a slight small emoji icon. And the question is Google going to get rid of it? Did they not get rid of everything? And so forth. Google has added or expanded to their mobile search carousel. So back in the day, a few months ago, I think in February, they started doing it for news content where you can actually slide through news related stories under a snippet. Now Google has added it for Pinterest pins, so you can actually slide through under a snippet more related content from that query you're doing from Pinterest. Also for Vines, for House, which is basically an image housing site, and the Food Network recipes. So Google expanded that little image carousel and the mobile results to those options. Google has upgraded their Search Console help documentation. So now when you log into the Google Search Console, formerly known as Google Web Master Tools, you'll see basically a larger help icon with this Search Console, which actually provides contextual related links based on the section you're in. You can search, you can actually drag and drop and drag around that help area as much as you want, which is nice. Google launched Google Trends a week ago. It's a brand new Google Trends which actually supports real-time, minute-by-minute stories, which is actually a great place for marketers to go to get ideas. Google has expanded their knowledge graph for hotels to add amenities, so you can actually see if they have free Wi-Fi and so forth. It's actually now shows up in the actual knowledge graph box. If you zoom in a little bit, you'll see over here on the right-hand side of the thing, it actually shows different options and so forth that the hotel offers. Google AdSense now shows publishers in the payment reports their deductions, specifically around invalid traffic. So you can see, the debits were 100, so they actually debited $100 from their credits, and their balance is $1,000 versus the $1,100, and the reason is because of invalid traffic, and now Google's documenting that in the Google AdSense reports. Google late on Friday basically announced that they're going to go ahead and build a revenge porn request form, so that if you know of somebody or yourself that is in the situation of having explicit graphical images of yourself posted on the internet as revenge, you could actually ask Google to remove it, and they will go ahead and review that and remove it in the future. That's going to be launched hopefully in the next couple weeks. A topic about Matt Cutts, he was on Tweet this past week, and he said a couple things were interesting. One is that Google has extended his leave through the end of 2015, so he's going to still be on leave. He's still a Googler. He has a badge. He has everything. He's extended throughout the end of the year, so again, we don't know what his plans are, at least through the end of this year, what he's going to choose to do. He also said that he's not getting paid. He hasn't got paid. He only got paid for the beginning of his leave, but not like very beginning of his leave, and he hasn't taken a salary since. But Google is actually going ahead and paying for his health insurance, which is definitely not cheap. Also, part of that, he said that he expressed that he's still very interested in Google. He still reads the Google News every day, so he still has a lot of options in terms of will he work for Google after his leave, or will he do something else, or just retire. He definitely doesn't need the money, but he definitely wants to be plugged in still to the industry. So I don't know exactly what he'll do. And finally, Yahoo took a surprising approach under Marissa Meyer's leadership, making a deal with Oracle that when you install, you get those Java installs on your PC, saying update your Java program or Java upgrade. When you do that now in the upcoming months or month, that upgrade path is going to say, do you want to go ahead and default your search browser, your search engine to Yahoo as opposed to what you currently have. So that deal is starting this month, according to Yahoo and Oracle, and seems kind of like anti-Yahoo or anti-Mercer Wire to actually do something like that. Obviously, it will bring them lots more searchers, but it's one of those deceptive, unethical types of approaches, like kind of like Ask.com doing stuff like that, and so forth. In any event, that pretty much recaps the Search Buzz video recap. And again, it's Friday, June 26th. And my name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is Search News we covered over at the Search Roundtable at SERoundtable.com. Everyone, have a great weekend, and hopefully we'll see a Panda soon. Bye.